In a bustling school in a small town, there was a boy named Rohit, who always sat on the last bench. He was quiet, shy, and didn't speak much. To most of his classmates, he was practically invisible. Some even had cruel nicknames for him, calling him lazy or useless. While other students were eager to answer questions and show what they knew, Rohit just sat there. He never raised his hand, never tried to show off, just watched, and he listened. The teachers would often get frustrated with him. "Rohit, why are you always hiding in the back?" one would ask. Another would sigh. "You never participate in class discussions. You need to speak up." What? But Rohit never offered a reply. He would just give them a small, soft smile, and that was it. His silence was a mystery no one cared enough to solve. They had already made up their minds about him. He was the boy on the last bench, and that's all he would ever be, or so they thought. One sunny morning, the school principal walked into the classroom with a wide smile and some exciting news. "Good morning, everyone," he announced. "I'm thrilled to tell you that we are holding a school-wide science model competition next month. The project that wins will represent our school at the state level." The classroom immediately erupted in a buzz of excitement. Students started forming groups, chattering loudly about their ideas. The most popular kids quickly teamed up, confident they would win. Everyone found a partner. Everyone except Rohit. No one even thought to ask him. He was left standing alone. So he made a decision. He would work by himself. From that day on, Rohit's routine changed. While his classmates rushed outside to play after the final bell, he would quietly make his way to the school library. Day after day, he sat there for hours, completely absorbed in books about science and engineering. He watched educational videos, his eyes wide with curiosity, and filled countless pages of his notebook with detailed sketches and complex designs. He was on a mission, fueled by a quiet determination that no one else could see. He wasn't just passing the time. He was building a dream, piece by piece, in the silent corners of the library, far away from the judging eyes of his peers. Finally, the big day of the competition arrived. The school hall was transformed into a gallery of scientific wonders. There were colorful, smoking volcanoes, intricate models of the solar system with planets hanging from strings and flashy electric circuits that buzzed and lit up. Parents and teachers walked around the hall, their faces full of pride, stopping to praise the different teams for their hard work and creativity. And then, at the very end of the hall, in a quiet corner that most people walked right past, stood Rohit. He was next to his project. A small, unassuming windmill built entirely from what looked like scrap materials. Some of the other students pointed and laughed. "What is that piece of junk?" one of them whispered loudly. "He seriously made it with trash." They snickered amongst themselves. Rohit heard them, but he didn't react. He just stood there waiting patiently. When the judges finally made their way to his corner, their expressions were skeptical. But then, Rohit began to speak. He explained how his little windmill, with its blades made from old plastic bottles, could harness the power of the wind. As he talked, he gently blew on it, and to everyone's amazement, a small light bulb connected to the windmill flickered and then glowed steadily. "I made it from recycled materials," Rohit said, his voice clear and confident for the first time. "If we use this model in villages that don't have electricity, it can provide free, clean light to homes." As he finished, a hush fell over the crowd. The snickering had stopped. The judges looked at each other, then back at the small windmill, and then at the boy who had created it. There was a moment of stunned silence, and then slowly, one of the judges began to clap. Soon, the entire hall joined in, filling the room with thunderous applause. At the end of the event, the principal took the stage to announce the results. The air was thick with anticipation. After careful deliberation, the principal began. "The judges have made their decision. The winner of this year's science model competition is Rohit for his brilliant and eco-friendly windmill idea." A wave of shock, followed by cheers, swept through the crowd. Everyone's head turned to look at the quiet boy from the last bench. He had won. From that day forward, everything changed. Rohit didn't sit alone anymore. Classmates would come to his desk to ask him questions, not just about science, but about everything. They saw him differently now. He wasn't just the quiet boy at the back. He was an innovator, someone they respected, someone they could learn from. And most importantly, through his passion and hard work, Rohit had finally found his voice. The story of Rohit teaches us a powerful lesson. Never judge someone by where they sit or how quiet they are. Still waters run deep, and inside every person, there's a world of potential waiting for a chance to shine. True talent isn't always the loudest in the room. Sometimes it's the one working silently in the background, preparing to change the world. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that lifts you up. See you in the next video.